All right, boys. First off, I want to thank everyone who's checked on me in the past about week or two, asking if I'm still alive. That's very cool of you. Very kind. But let me explain the title of this video, and to do that, I'm going to start from the beginning of how I started making this channel. And know that this is very sad for me to make and explain, but I'll explain all of this as I go. Now, I've been riding bikes for about 6 years, I'd say. I don't know the exact time. Rode dirt bikes when I was little. 2 wheels, always loved 2 wheels. Mountain biking, name it. 2 wheels, I've played on it, I've played with it. I've spent a lot of time on everything. I love motorcycles. I love street riding. I got slightly burned out on street riding. I started making videos because I lost, and this is something that happens to a lot of people, I lost my love for just going out and cruising. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, I lost that side of me. It was boring. It was uncomfortable. It was hot. It was, whatever the weather is. When you're brand new, the newer you are, you're numb to it because you're so excited to be on your bike. When you've been doing it for a while, bad weather just kind of sucks. You're kind of, mad about it. And I'm hoping hopefully you won't end up like me. But the reason I started making the videos to begin with was to try to breathe life into my riding, so to speak, right? And out of these 6 years, I'd never wrecked when I first started. I've dropped bikes at stop signs because it's way heavier than a dirt bike, and that would catch me off guard, and I'm short. But never in my life had I wrecked until that wreck with the Suzuki. And that was, I thought, mentally, right, I thought I was fine. I got that ZX10 a week later, or whatever it was, 2 weeks, and I'm burning things on that, right? I'm having a blast just riding that around. I love that bike. It is so much fun to ride. Everything about that bike, I have nothing but good things to say. But I have apparently developed a fear that I didn't know I had. And as something I've always wondered, right? Because you'll see these stories of like, I wrecked my bike 6 times my first year. I wrecked my bike 8 times. These crazy numbers of wrecks where I always thought they were stupid, but I understand it now. And it's because if you wreck once, you are so much more likely to wreck again in the near future because of fear, because you are scared. And I'll tell you what happened. I wrecked my ZX10. Not only did I wreck my ZX10, I wrecked the shit out of my ZX10. I still, to this day, don't know exactly. It's going to be some muddy details here because I banged my head hard and things got a little foggy. But I wrecked my ZX10. Now, I'm going and I don't have it recorded, unfortunately. And believe me when I say I thought about just going and buying another ZX10, pretending like it never happened, coming back, making this video, or just never making this video, never saying anything about any of this. The lying, saying, if people ask, start acting like I got my license suspended, I'll tell you some of the things that you'll see from small YouTubers every once in a while, that this is typically what happened. They license got suspended or pulled. They're whatever excuse. They got ran off the road by someone. They had, some traumatic something happen. They can no longer ride, or they disappear for 3 years and then they come back and they act like they've been riding the whole time when they haven't. And some of the big names as well, they very rarely ride. They've burned out on their riding. It's not fun for them anymore. They're only riding because it's how they make money. And it's all very common. Riding is something that's very much not a lifelong thing for a lot of people because you just kind of burn out on it. And what happens in the case of me, I never enjoyed cruising around. I'm not a long distance, bagger. I'm not someone who's just going to go make a trip from where I'm at down to, 2 hours down to go eat and then back home. I would rather just not go, whether it be car or bike. That's just not me. I'm a homebody. So for me, bike riding, right, was go, run it hard, have fun, get the adrenaline, go home. Get on, try to get better, go home. There was a cop back there. It was all very much skill oriented is how I viewed my bike riding, was trying to get better. And this went to track as well. Track is insanely, ungodly expensive, whether you have looked into this or not, and whether you're going to a decent, good track that's, especially the ones that are bike only oriented. It is unbelievable how much you will spend trying to do whatever. And a lot of people do it, myself included, for the pride aspect of saying they're a track rider, more so than actually enjoying it. That's my opinion anyway. Because a lot of people are out there to say they are more than they are to actually go and enjoy it. And for me, the monetary value wasn't there. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I wrecked my ZX10, right? What happened? Sorry, wrecked my ZX10. I am going around. I am trying to get my break-in mileage done so that way I can start recording at longer distances, knowing that I don't want to go that far, but because it would make cool videos, because I live near a bunch of the famous roads that a lot of people know. And, just trying to get my break-in mileage done. I'm going around all over the place. And I'm also trying to learn the bike. So when you're trying to learn a bike, you got to push things incrementally harder to go. I'm going around a road, and this is a very tough road, a lot of gravel. I broke traction a couple times. Again, I'm out here and I have the lean angle sensor again on the bike too. So like I'm able to, get numbers on how hard I'm pushing things, where I'm at, all of that. So this isn't to brag, this is just an idea because everyone always, I love the lean angle numbers myself. I got it over to 52 degrees and 53 degrees. This was just out playing earlier that morning. Like I'm running the bike and I'm feeling very good on this ZX10. I'm very confident on the ZX10. I'm not having any sort of fear. I don't have any of these weird things that people discuss where they panic or anything of the sort. I thought, that wreck before, gone, unlucky. I'm mentally 100%, no problem. Come to find out, I'm going through a turn, and if you've ever done this, you'll know what I mean, is you hit a turn, and you hit a turn it's a little spookier of a turn than you mean for it to be. And you come out of that turn, and you're a little jittery. And I come around this sharp, hard turn, and we're low. I don't know what my lean angle got to here. We're lower than I should have been. I came into this corner hotter than I should have. I didn't realize it was as sharp as it was, to be honest. But I make it out. Okay, so now I got the jitters. And then I crest over this next very small, very embarrassingly small turn. And there is someone who's draining their pool. And that's the only thing I could imagine. That or they have, they busted a leak or busted a water pipe or something. Just a giant pool of water going straight across the road into the ditch. And I see this trail of water in this very pathetic small baby turn. And my brain turns off. Everything turns off in this moment. Everything. I immediately say, uh-oh, in panic. True, never in my life, never in my riding career, whether it be mountain, anything, I've never had this level of just frozen, unable to do anything that I had right here. And it's because I see this giant trail of water, I'm in a baby turn, and I think my brain had little NAM flashbacks to wiping the front on my Gixxer. So I, very, very embarrassingly, see this, panic, grab the shit out of my front brake, and stand the bike up, of course, and I legitimately, because I'm going, this is a, don't tell my mom, but this was a probably 30 mile per hour, or I think a 35 posted turn, whatever. It was not a sharp turn. I promise it was not a sharp turn. And I was going probably 65. And the way it crests is you don't realize it until right over that I see this water thing. Anyway, I grabbed the shit out of my front brakes. I know that I need to let off my front brakes and lean to not go off the road. I know this. Everything was kind of slow motion other than my NAM fear. What do? I grabbed the shit out of the front brakes, and my hand was like the hand of God. I couldn't let go of those front brakes to save my life. So I, looking the way I'm supposed to go, looking at where I'm supposed to go, know that I'm about to go off the road because I can't handle whatever I can't process. I can't make my body do what I know it needs to do because I just completely panicked. I go off the road. I'm now off the road. Now, after my first doop through the grass, I made it about 3 feet before my body it comes back. So I think I'm okay. I don't know what my speed is at this point. So I don't know. But I'm in the grass, right? I'm going through the grass, and everything kicks back. I'm like, okay, whew, we made it. We're good. That was embarrassing. That was unbelievable. I can't believe how stupid that was. I'm still carrying a lot more speed than I realize at this point. I'm now I start letting off the front. I'm adding the rear. Standard, what I would do if I was actually, trying to slow down hard in like wet grass, basically. And all of a sudden, this is where things get fuzzy. I'm going, it feels like a pretty safe little side road where I'm at, whatever. And all of a sudden, bam. I don't know if there was a giant ditch. I don't know. There was a hole, but it didn't look like a size hole that would have banged me up as bad as this did. All of a sudden, though, bop. Next thing I know, I am on the ground. Bike is on top of me. I have banged the shit out of my head. So I don't know if I got concussed or not. I didn't check. I think you could argue that I'm in a state of constant baby concussion anyway. But I'm confused. I am fully convinced when I come to, I don't think I was out for long by any means, but I do know that I was out. And I come to, and my ribs hurt like shit. Fully convinced. I've broken 2 ribs in my life. And in that moment, if you'd asked me, what did I just break? I'd have told you that I cracked at least 5 ribs. It knocked the wind out of me, something that I've never experienced before. I stood up and was scared because the pain was so bad immediately after this wreck. The pain was so bad. I was genuinely scared that I was going to be, once the adrenaline wore off from this, right? Because I'm concussed, I'm confused, I barely know where I am, and the pain is so bad, I am still able to recognize that this is not good. I could be in legitimately bad shape here. My left foot got crushed, absolutely crushed. If I didn't have my boots on, I thank God I had the boots on. If I didn't have the boots on, there's no telling what would have happened to my foot. I've broken this foot many, many, many times over my life, and according to x-ray, no breaks, it was nothing but an extreme contusion. This thing swelled up like a goddamn balloon. I mean, I've never in my life had my foot swell. It was unbelievable what my foot looked like. Like, you ever see the picture of like a diabetic person's foot where, ooh, shit. Oh, stupid deer. Or their diabetic foot, right, where it's just a ball and there's little toes sticking out. That was my foot. It was unbelievable, the swelling. Anyway, I stand up. I'm thinking, oh Christ, I may have just broke my back. My ribs hurt so bad, it is unbelievable. My foot, it hurt so bad that I literally, because foot is something where if you ever break it, or if you have broken one, you know that you're good to walk on it for a minute while the adrenaline's there. Couldn't even do that. It hurt so bad. It got crushed so hard. And I still don't know how I didn't break anything. It got crushed so hard that I immediately tried to stand up on it. Leg just gave. Now, that was that. I had to go. Now I'm having to sit there, contemplate my thoughts, collect myself. The ribs slowly start to hurt less and less and less. I didn't even didn't break anything. Still don't know. I got to call my friend who lives up this road. Be like, hey, can you come get me and my bike? I wrecked. And they come get me. Girlfriend comes out there. The works. They drag the bike up, throw it on his truck. Right. And all this, and both of them, when they got there, they said, how the fuck is this the turn that you wrecked on? Both of them. They both got there. Them and girlfriend were like, we went through 10 turns thinking I was going to see you. And then we hit this big wide one, and here's your stupid ass in the field. I'm like, I know. Anyway, I am still not quite sure how hard I hit this bike because I am too worried about trying to stay alive. take the bike to the shop on that Tuesday. This was on a Sunday, so 2 days later. The bike looks pretty beat up, but you can never tell how badly beat up it is if you're not trained for this. I am not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know how beat up it is. And I get it to the shop, I get it there that Tuesday. He looks at it immediately and says, dude, it's probably done. Like, I don't know this for sure, but it's very likely that this thing is not savable. So I'm devastated at this point. My gas light's on. I'm devastated at this point. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you know, where am I? I don't think I've never gone this far down this road. I hope I can. Well, let's see. What do we do? Is that a gas station? Okay, there's trucks. Oh, come on. Give me. Oh, baby. That's so convenient. Where was I? Get by this guy. Excuse me, sir. Hopefully this is not too big of a bump. Yeah. There's a hole in the engine case. That's where I was. There's a hole in the engine case. All the oil's leaked out of it, but I'm hoping it's just an oil case deal, right? Not the end of the world. And hold on. I don't know how that sounds in the microphone back there. I do apologize. But I am engine case has a hole in it, and that's all I see, right? I'm thinking it's just scratches to the fairings. We've replaced the engine cover. I don't know that the bike turned off immediately after it drained the oil, but I'm pretty confident. I was gonna just tell him, patch that bitch up, and we'll run it, right? He calls me the next day, or he calls me that afternoon. He's like, dude, it's done. Bent the forks. So this is just an idea of how hard I hit this little hole. Bent the forks, both forks done. Rim done. The actual brake calipers done. The what's it called? Frame cracked, destroyed. The way the engine, where the engine bay hit, destroyed. He said it was like they looked up under it and it was just immediately like, oh yeah, that's a write-off. And he said he just eyeballed it from there. He said there's no point in even, you know, trying to look at anything from here. Of course, they do the write-up for insurance and everything. So, and that it came out done. They would have had to do a frame swap, brakes, front wheel, forks, suspend, everything done. I hit the shit out of this ground, right? So, there's my ZX-10, dead. I'm devastated by this. When I tell you I loved that ZX-10, I am devastated by what I've done. No, one, because it's so fucking embarrassing that out of everything, right? I'm having a great time. I'm having fun. I'm very confident in my riding. And all of a sudden, my brain just stops. I freeze, bike dead. I am very lucky and I still don't know how exactly I hit things and everything, but the fact that because I guarantee you with the pain in my ribs when I got up, I could have very easily broken my back, broken my neck, potentially something in my hip. The fact that my hip got out of here unscathed was amazing to me, just with how much, like, it hurts so bad. Legitimately felt like someone had taken a bat to my ribs and just, unbelievable pain. And I'm devastated. One, because now I've just shown off this bike on my channel. I'm so proud of this thing. I can't wait to go make videos with it and blah, 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 show it off and, you know, whatever. And now I have to, one, face the public eye of showing that I've killed my bike. So the thought runs through my head, all right, I'm just gonna go buy another one. And this is something that you'll also come around to when you ride for a while. So when you first get one, your family, everyone, they're very worried that you're gonna go die. And then when years go by where you never wreck, everyone becomes numb to it. You're just the guy that rides a bike. And how much of that you make your personality depends on the person, but of course, you're just the guy that rides the bike. No one thinks of it, and then you wreck. So like I did with the gray bike, with the Suzuki. All of a sudden, those fears come right back into people. Those thoughts of, oh yeah, that is something that can happen. He could actually not make it home that day. Then you wreck a second one. You wreck a second one in a month's time. Then you now, one, have to face the sadness in yourself, the depression, I'm using big words here, but the disappointment in yourself. My GoPro actually overheated in my car. That is unbelievable. But you have to face the disappointment of yourself, disappointment of like my channel, right? Because by far the most painful part about this video to me is all the people that, of course, they say this across everything, but you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. God, I hate giving them that kind of vindication. But you get a lot of people start asking you like, hey, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I had to sit back and I had to evaluate, right? I loved my channel. I absolutely loved talking to people about bikes. I loved talking about and watching bikes more than I got to a point anyway, where I started to enjoy talking about and discussing and reading about bikes and new stuff with bikes and stuff of that sort more than I actually enjoyed riding my bike myself, right? So the YouTube channel was very much something that brought me joy to talk about with people in the comments, and that's like, I had more joy from that than I did actually filming the videos. I love just talking about things, right? Because it's something you like, and the more I've been lucky that, I've had the opportunities I've had and everything, and that my channel gained traction as much as it did, blows my mind still. I swear to God, I hate GoPro so much. Unbelievable how shit this thing is. But that was my favorite part, right? But I didn't enjoy going out on my bikes quite like I did. And the only things that I did enjoy was really like going out on my own in my own time, like when I was putting the mileage on the bike and everything, was pushing the bike hard, is doing stupid things. And I'm at a point in life now where it's not worth it to me. Because again, I'm not a bagger. I'm not someone who just wants to go ride to ride. I want to ride to get the adrenaline dump, to get better, so to speak, you know what I mean, to push things. And without being able to do that, riding just, I'm in a rock and a hard place, right? Because I now have to start risking my life to have fun on the bike, versus when you first start, you get adrenaline just from looking at the thing. And that goes on, more. And I think this is unreal. But that's why a lot of people burn out on bikes, is they have to start pushing farther to get the same joy they had. And then those risks become higher. And eventually it reaches a point, like I feel like it has for me, where the risk is not worth the reward. The joy I get out of just riding around is not equal to the risk I'm putting on myself. That is where that's where I've landed in my motorcycle career. And that's where I'm very sad I didn't start this channel like 2-3 years ago, when I was deepest into it, when I went to and from for the test rides, to meet people, all of that. Very sad, and then regret there, but whatever. Now, what am I going to do? Where are we going forward? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to start, oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to switch over to cars. I don't know if I'm even going to keep doing YouTube videos. This has been a real clash of, there's a bike right there. This has been a real hard thing to conceptualize, like for me in my personality, right? I've ridden bikes for so long and been the guy who rides bikes out of their friends and everything for so long that it's a tough mental thing. I think we're about to get gapped by a Harley. How embarrassing. But I don't know. I'm really, it's very much a, what's the word? Confusing part in my life, so to speak. Oh, let's see. Is it an angry one? He's right. Wearing a North Face. Interesting. Anyway, it's a pretty day. I don't know what to do with myself. I went and bought this car to move into the car world. This is a dark horse, a great car. I love this thing. This has been a lot of fun. But I'm kind of lost I'm lost right now, right? I've personal things for myself. I'm gonna get back in the gym. I have a lot of size to put back on and fat to lose. Get back in the gym, start getting better with cars, learning manual cars, becoming more proficient with them, learning more about cars in general. That dude, this is not a road that you go this speed on. Let me tell you, this guy is risking 5 state troopers busting down his idiot. Oh wait, maybe he might know something I don't if he turns right here. Respect. Anyway, I don't know what to do. And that's just point blank. God. And I did really consider, like, just never saying anything, hiding, getting back on bikes, whatever, but it's just, I had to face reality, right, of where I was at with my motorcycling and everything. So, and I really considered just hiding from the channel, but there's been enough people who have legitimately messaged me like, hey, I hope you're good, man. It's been a while since you posted a video. Hey, I hope you're alive. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Which is like, I can't thank y'all enough for that. That's so cool and so thoughtful of y'all to ask and make sure I'm okay and everything. So of course I couldn't just leave that hanging, right? So anyway, that's where I'm at. Don't hate me. Don't, I don't know what to do. It's been a very weird couple of weeks for me and adjusting my life and everything to where I'm at. So, bear with me. I apologize to everyone I'm letting down by making this and by going down this path. But I know for where I'm at in life, it's what I need to do. And that sucks. It sucks a whole lot because, again, I do love 2 wheels. And I may start doing dirt bike stuff. I don't know. But that's where I'm at. That's where we are. That's about it. Never buy a GoPro. Holy shit, this thing is the biggest piece of fucking trash on the entire goddamn planet. Don't buy a fucking GoPro. And, I look forward to hearing y'all's comments. Thank y'all again for all the support. Everyone, thank y'all.